Over 60% of out-of-school children in Nigeria being girls. Well, the federal government has now launched the national campaign for female education. The campaign, which focuses on adolescent girls to increase access to secondary education, is driven under the project named Adolescent Girls Initiative for Learning and Empowerment, AGILE. The federal government is seeking partnership with the media and other stakeholders on female education, stressing that the future of the nation depends on educating the girl child. The Adolescent Girls Initiative for Learning and Empowerment AGILE national campaign is to advocate increased access, retention and completion of secondary education for adolescent girls in Nigeria. Well, the project has been implemented by the Federal Ministry of Education and the World Bank in several states of the Federation, including Borno, Ekiti, Kaduna, Katsina, Kano, Kebbi, and Plateau states.
Trying to portray these are the national campaign that we want to advocate more on the outside society to know that the importance of girl child education in Nigeria. That's why we are adopting this Madubi. The society will know what we really want this Madubi, because it's a mirror. That girl in mirror is me, that girl in mirror is you, and that girl in mirror is us. We have about 3.something million have adopted. We have achieved this on this AGILE project. We have renovated about 5,000 plus classrooms. We are now going on construction. Then we have the financial incentive where it will allow this girl to return them to school. We have the financial incentive for the beneficiary and the caregivers also.
Joining us to talk on these issues and the project is Hajia Amina Boba Haruna, who is a director in the Federal Ministry of Education and the National Project Coordinator of the Adolescent Girls Initiative for Learning and Empowerment, AGILE. Thank you. Good evening. Thank you for joining us.
Good evening, all. And thank you for having me in this program.
Now, I should start by asking about the AGILE project. Well, earlier on in the newsroom, we're having a chat about the girl child and adult school children and the adolescent and all that. And the colleague was asking me, if the girls are out of school, where are they now?
They are in the AGILE schools.
Good, AGILE school. So what's the project AGILE about, and what are your objectives?
The Adolescent Girls Initiative for Learning and Empowerment, AGILE, is a federal government initiative being played by the Federal Ministry of Education under the Department of Senior Secondary School Education. It's being supported by the World Bank, the project, and all the what we are trying to do is the objective to ensure that there's improved education opportunity for our girls to be in school.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
Okay,
Yes.
education for our girls in school, and I know that this project started some 2 years ago, and you're targeting about 3 million adolescent girls. But as it stands right now, we only have 7 states being a part of this program. Why is this so? Or are we only focusing on the states where we've noticed a lot of the adolescent girls are not going to school?
Yeah, I think point for correction, our target is 20 million adolescent.
20 million?
Yes,
Okay.
20 million adolescent girls and not 3 million.
Right.
Yeah, what we are trying to do is that most of these states we discover that has large number of out-of-school girls in the participating state, and that's why the more concentration was there. We discovered there's a lot of constraints that is not allowing these girls to come to school, and that's our target.
So what are these constraints? Because at the end of the day, some will say until you discover the root cause of a problem, you might not be able to solve it. And these girls that you've noticed that are not going to school as it stands right now, what are they doing as an alternative to going to school, and how are we addressing that?
The constraints it costs across in our society. There's a lot of constraints like early marriage is one of the constraints these adolescent girls are facing. Then distance from the community, schools from the community side where the society is. Then also there's insecurity issue also. That's the girl violence is also another issue, where we look at it and discover that the Adolescent Girls Initiative for Learning and Empowerment has to intervene in this situation in order to allow our girls to be in school.
Interesting. Early marriage, insecurity, girl parent.
Yes.
These are issues you're dealing with.
Yes,
so
and school far away from the community also.
So how are you dealing, how are you handling these issues? And so far, since you started, can you highlight the gains you've recorded?
Of course. That's why the Adolescent Girl was conceived. Now we have we have constructed or renovated about over 5,000 schools around this participating state that your colleague had just mentioned. Then there's over 8,000 construction and renovation of toilet facilities and wash. Because we discovered these adolescent girls when they are in demonstration and there's not enough wash facilities in the school, stop them from coming to the school. So all these are facilities and making the environment conducive for learning, for quality of learning and teaching. That's renovation of classroom, because more enrollment is coming in, so we need to renovate more classroom around the society or the community.
You're getting me more interested.
Yes.
How do you get funding for all this?
It's being supported from the World Bank, as I've told you earlier. That's where we got our fund. Now we involve the community into this project because the design of this project is like a community-based, whereby the school-based management committee are part and parcel of this project.
Okay, I like the fact that you're carrying the community along. Yes, the World Bank is supporting, but I do know that there's a counterpart funding situation where the Nigerian government also has a part to play with regards to funding, or is it strictly a World Bank project? Let's clarify that now.
It's strictly a World Bank project. Okay. There's no counterpart funding.
Okay, so that makes it really good, because at the end of the day, we've seen a lot of projects in time past where, of course, if there's a counterpart funding, unfortunately, from our own end, we're not able to meet up, and of course, you see these projects go down the drain. But now you've had this project for about 2 years. What's the duration, and what really is our expectation with regards to how many girls we're looking at for how many years to get them back into the classrooms?
Well, we are looking at, as I've said, 20 million girls.
20 million?
Yes, we are looking at. And not only that, the project is just about starting. 11 more states are coming up to join this project. They are under additional financing of this project. So we are building more classrooms, as I said, and more community members are part of it. Everybody in the society is part of it. You and I are also part of this project so that we'll be able to promote and allow our girls to be in this.
The duration, you still haven't told us for how long are we looking for this project?
The duration is 5 years.
Right.
5 years. The project is supposed to end at 2025, but we don't know whether it will going to be additional years will be added to it.
Okay, I also know that Nigeria being the type of state that it is, I know there are religious strongholds, there are traditional strongholds in the implementing states. How has the reception been?
Fantastic. The reception has been fantastic. There are our key stakeholders. As I've told you, the SBMC, School-Based Management Board, if you look at the composition of that board, is cut across the religious leaders, cut across the clergymen, cut across everybody in the society. And these people are also the part of the PTA, whereby they have their own children in the school or in the society or the community around that school. So we involve them strictly to be part of this project so that we'll be able to have the buy-in of everybody.
Okay, buy-in of everybody is quite critical, but at the end of the day, yes, I know your project is more focused on adolescent girls, but if you go by UNESCO's data, it says in Nigeria we have 20 million out-of-school children. Yes, those adolescent girls are part of these people, but I want to talk about out-of-school children in general. Where would you say we are right now in terms of getting those millions of children back in the classrooms, aside from your AGILE project, which we commend you and the World Bank for what you're doing, but generally in terms of getting them back into the classrooms?
The federal government of Nigeria, under the Federal Ministry of Education, has done a lot. Apart from this AGILE project, Adolescent Girl Initiative for Learning and Empowerment, there is a project that was just completed, BESDA, Better Education Service Delivery for All, which takes care of this out of children, which is one of the first pillar of the ministerial strategic plan of the Federal Ministry of Education. So it's not only the girls that the Federal Ministry of Education is more concerned, but also the entire, it's an inclusive program that has just finished, whereby it has reduced a lot of out-of-school children on the street.
Let's look at multidimensional poverty. How is multidimensional poverty impacting your project and affecting adolescent girls and even boys in school?
And that is it is one of the constraints also of our project, of the society, whereby the Adolescent Girls Initiative for Learning and Empowerment came with additional financial incentive for these girls. There's a financial incentive for them, whereby anything concerning school or for the beneficiary and also for the caregivers, that's the parent, there's financial incentive for that being put in place to take care of the situation.
Well, because at the end of the day, some of them will tell you we don't have the money. So since there's financial incentive,
there is.
So they don't get to pay school fees, you take care of what else for these girls?
The school fees, the books and everything, instructional materials or teaching and learning materials are all there, is being provided in the school.
Okay, so we're expanding to other states. How soon should we expect this? Because as it stands right now, only 7 states. It's quite a laudable project. So we need it across the country.
It's an evidence-based project, whereby if you go around the 7 participating states, you can see things on.
So 11 more states are joining. How many more states?
11 states.
11 more states are joining.
Yes.
Making 18.
Making 18. They will soon join us in June, by the grace of God.
June, that's next month.
Yes.
Yeah, next month, and others should really key into it.
Yeah, and that's why our national campaign is saying Madubi, mirror. That's showing the girl in the mirror is me. The girl in the mirror is you.
So that's your slogan.
Yes, and the girl in the mirror is us.
It's us.
Now, in the mirror, it's not only her reflection that you are looking at, but the potential in that girl.
And of course, the reflection of the society, because when you educate the girl child, you educate
and the potential in all of us and the society in general. That's what we are looking at.
Amina Buba Haruna, of course, the Director of the Federal Ministry of Education and the National Project Coordinator of the Adolescent Girls Initiative for Learning and Empowerment, AGILE. Thank you.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you.